Hello everyone, today we'll be making a vegan pumpkin pie and I am so excited for the holidays that are fast approaching, and so I've been testing out recipes for you guys, hoping to be able to help you out with your family meal that you will be celebrating on Thanksgiving. So today we're going to be making a pumpkin pie, but what makes this pumpkin pie extremely unique is that it is completely fruit sweetened. So we're going to be sweetening it with dates today, which is extraordinary because most pumpkin pie is filled with a lot of maple syrup or cane sugar, and we all know that throughout the holidays we eat a lot of that stuff anyways. So let's try to make things as healthy as possible. That way when we do end up consuming some junk food here and there in the holidays, we should be okay. So what we're going to be using today is we're going to be using pumpkin puree out of a can, not pumpkin pie mix, just pure pumpkin. Coconut milk, pumpkin pie spice, some dates, cornstarch, vanilla extract, some salt, and I've got this really cool pie crust that is gluten-free. It's from Wholly Gluten-Free Dedicated Bakehouse by Wholly Wholesome. Anyways, it's actually really good. I've used it before and it's super delicious. So we're going to be using that today. Okay, so let's get started. So 1 can of pumpkin puree. And like I said earlier, this is just a organic pumpkin, nothing else added to it, because some of that pumpkin pie mix has a lot of sugars in it and things like that, and it's like not that good for you. So anyway, so we're going to be using this. Now the next thing we're going to be putting in there is 1 cup of our coconut milk. Now 1 can of coconut milk is actually more coconut milk than you need, so you need to actually measure out the coconut milk. Now if you haven't used canned coconut milk before, something that is definitely you need to keep in mind is it separates, because the fat of the coconut usually rises to the top and then the liquid of the coconut settles to the bottom, and so when it comes out it's going to be like chunky. I don't know if you could kind of like see it. That's totally fine because we're going to be mixing it all together. So I would suggest taking the majority of the thick fat part of the coconut when you're measuring it out and just kind of getting rid of the liquid. Okay, so from there we're going to be putting some little bit of pumpkin pie spice. I would say probably a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, and then probably tablespoon or so. This is how I measure. Tablespoon, pinch of salt, make that really good. Now cornstarch. Cornstarch is actually what's going to be thickening this. So we're going to be able to put 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now cornstarch is really important to like exactly measure out, unlike my other measuring skills, because you don't want this too starchy, but then again, you don't want your pumpkin pie to be, that's 1, to be runny either. 2. Okay, that is 3. Got it. Now, that's pretty much it as far as the actual contents of the pumpkin pie. But what's really, really important, and here's my favorite part about this, is we're going to be making my date paste. Now this date paste I use for a lot of different recipes. Anything that calls for maple syrup or cane sugar, I have pretty much, I'm trying to think, I've pretty much been able to substitute it with my date paste. So what I've done is I've taken dates and I've taken the seeds out, and they usually have kind of like a little top on there, and then I've soaked them in hot water, okay? Because that makes it just a little bit easier to blend. Now if you don't soak them in hot water, it's fine, just blend longer. But I have 15 dates here. 15 dates, pitted, soaked in hot water. I have left the skins on, because the skin's just more fiber and we love fiber. And I have 1 cup of water here, but I don't think I'm using a cup of water. Yeah, it's more like a half. Yep, it's more like a half cup of water. Anyways, then all you have to do is you blend this until it turns really creamy and liquidy and amazing. So we're gonna go ahead and start that right now. We need a lid. We got a lid. So sometimes you might find that your date paste actually needs a little bit more water to make it blend a little bit easier. So I'm just adding maybe like a tablespoon or so more for my half a cup that I added originally. So now we're going to try to see if it blends smoother now. Okay, so our date paste is done. and it is very smooth, no clumps in it. All of the date skin has been blended up and absorbed into this date paste mixture, and we are going to be adding all of it to our pumpkin pie. So that was 15 dates, and I ended up adding like 3/4 cups of water by the end of the day. But you can always get onto my blog at valmorehealth.com, and on my blog for my Thanksgiving feast is the exact recipe. So now I'm gonna whip all this stuff together. Oh goodness, smells like Thanksgiving. I'm loving it. All right, this pie crust is wonderful. I highly recommend you guys finding this crust because it is just ready to go. Peel and pour. Okay, here we go. Delicious. Okay, now all you have to do is throw this in the oven and bake it at 350 for 35 to 45 minutes, depending on how fast your oven or how hot your particular oven gets. But keep an eye on it. And please keep in mind that when you are testing it, you can always like shake it and you can see how well the pie is setting up. But when it's super hot, it's going to be a little bit more liquidy. So take it out no matter what at 45 minutes and let it cool. And when it cools, it's gonna solidify a lot better, and it's gonna be that thicker pumpkin pie consistency that normal pumpkin pies have. My vegan pumpkin pie is done, and y'all, this turned out amazing. I absolutely am in love with this recipe. I think it's absolutely perfect for the holidays, and especially for those kids that you're trying to keep healthy and happy during the holidays, so you're trying to cut back on their sugar as much as possible. Please, please, please try this pumpkin pie recipe. I know that you will not be disappointed. When you do, leave me a comment in the comment section and let me know how much you loved it, and if there's anything that you are looking forward to seeing during the Thanksgiving holidays, or just videos in general that I put together for you guys. I'm here for you. I'm happy to help in any way, and I hope you all have a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving.